else notice that it kind of feels like, how do I want to put it? Like we get to a threshold and then it's like things kind of get really still. Like there's work, and I'm using that term, but it's like engagement, attention, growth, expansion, whatever you want. Like each one of us is feeling that in our own way, where we just kind of feel stretched, and then it gets really still for like about 4 or 5 days. Anyone else experiencing that? I feel like we're in another stillness, but it's always expansive energetically. I have been noticing this for the last couple of weeks. And as a matter of fact, I think if I went back through, which I may do at some point when I have a little bit of time, go back through every one of our sessions that we've had, I'm going to guess that there's a cadence that emerges. I'm going to guess that, like, if I color coded the comments and things that we said on these days, we'd start to notice there's like a little bit longer than a week, maybe 8 or 9 day cycle that emerges of like we collectively stretch, and then there's like a little like, oh, this is so good, and then stretch, and then kind of coming back, and in that coming back, in that stillness, it feels like it brings up, at least for me, I'll say it this way, it brings up those moments of questioning, those moments of like, what is going on inside me? What is true inside me? What is happening inside me? Candy, hi, hello, hi you guys. Glad you're on. Michelle, hello. Hopefully you got my note this morning. I sent you a little note. Kathy, hello. Elaine, good morning. I'm glad we're on. So I'm just checking in with everybody to see if you've noticed kind of this cycle where we are like pushing like at our edges, and then there's this point of stillness, which I feel like I'm in right now. It's like everything just got good, kind of got, okay, this is good. It's like taking a break in the hike, you know, where we just sit down, we get nourished, we kind of get adjusted, kind of a quiet time before we go back to whatever it is that we're working on or working towards. The last couple of days have just been very easy and flowy, and but in that ease comes, like, for me, I have these like little questions or things that edge into me that, well, is this really still what I want to do? Or is this the right thing? Or are you thinking right? Or things come in, and I just find myself kind of exploring and maybe applying what I'm learning and kind of testing it, kind of a testing. I don't know, does this resonate with anyone? Carol, you're feeling a cycle, and I feel like maybe I'll just go back or get out a calendar and color code what we've been through. I mean, we're now at a point where we should be able to see if there is some sort of a rhythm to this. And it could be that it starts at, you know, it could be like Fibonacci numbers where it's like 1, 3, 5, you know, and on and on and on. And it goes in this exponential radiance outward, that the cycle might be a whole bunch of things. So hi Linda, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Aurora, yesterday I feel I had a breakthrough within myself, and I became a lot more open and having many aha moments. I've also had a lot more enthusiasm to do some projects. I have a stick I found at the ocean that I'm making into a spiritual staff, and got the dowsing rod to make it into a fighting staff, or a dowling rod. And then I have a few other small pieces to make into wands. I think that's awesome. And what I will say is I too have been feeling like I cleaned I didn't do just like a cleaning. I did a deep clean. I'm like going through cabinets and deciding, why do I have 2 sets of dishes? Who else could benefit from these dishes? Because they're just sitting in a cabinet. what other things are ready to be shared or to be expanded, and just with such a willingness. Whereas like a month ago, it felt like a lot of work. I love that, Beverly. As we become more of the oneness, we are aligning with Mother Earth and the universe. I agree. And I will also say with each other, I feel like that expansion to just have more compassion and ease with each other is very interesting. Angela, waves of feeling peace, light, energized, sleeping well, not sleeping, activated in a way, allowing everything to flow through without getting stuck. I love that. And in the book we've been reading with our book group, the Untethered Soul, he talks about, can we be like a screen door? And I use that metaphor, actually. Maybe I got it from him years ago and I just didn't realize, but I use that in channeling, that for me, and I'll talk about that in a second, but this idea of a screen door, can we be like that, where we allow inspiration, where we allow things to move through us, and that anything that doesn't go through easily, it just kind of falls away. Kind of like if a leaf blew into a screen door, it wouldn't go through the screen. It doesn't get in. It's because it doesn't need to, and it falls away. It hits the screen and bounces off. Kind of like that. It's permeable, but it's also refined, right? There's a refinement. And that's what I had to come to find when I started doing channeling. Is when I first started channeling, I let every entity in. Like not every entity, but it was still for everybody's highest good. But I had people's guides coming in. I was like the those rotating doors that go into buildings. It was like that, in and out of my body, each being. And when people's guides were coming in, and even loved ones trying to come in, it was like taking Velveeta, or government cheese and shoving it through a screen door. Whereas when I was working with the angels and the Ascended Masters, it was like a breeze. So there is a density piece. There is a allowing. And as soon as I realized I had a choice about what I allowed into my being, that I had a choice about where I wanted to put my attention and my energy. The Velveeta, it's not that I didn't experience people's guides, it's just they didn't need to come in. There was another way for me to communicate or work with them. I hope that makes sense. So I think that's I love that you said that, Angela. I think that we are becoming more open and yet also more discerning. And not like from a judgment standpoint, but from like a vibrational standpoint, that not everything has to come in. Not everything flows into me all willy-nilly. It's that I'm holding a vibration, and it's the law of resonance, that the vibrations that are in alignment and vibrations that are in harmony with me move through and into me easily. Kathy, aha, I've been asking and trying to figure out who my person in my heart is, other than feminine. I've asked for signs, etc. Last week on 2 different days, I kept getting like a kick in my tailbone a few times each day. Duh, Kundalini. Yeah. So now she doesn't need to kick me anymore. But now, who is she? So what if, I'm just going to offer this up, Kathy, is that what if it's not like a who as in a personality? Because right now, who is Kathy, right? Kathy is much broader than your name or than what people have, your roles that you've been assigned. Maybe instead ask a different question. Maybe like, why are you working with me? What is it that you are here to support me in? What is the name you feel most comfortable with me calling you? What attributes are there that you want me to be aware of? Those types of things that would open you up to seeing and experiencing more broadly than a personality. Because sometimes like, for example, if I asked who the how is, the collective that I understood, which is what I did for a year, right? Who are you? Who are you? Well, there is no who in the how. They literally are like, it's a collective consciousness. So there's not a who, it's more of a what. What are you? What is your mission? What is this vibrational alignment? In what way do you work with us? In what is it that I can receive that will help me understand the expanse of you? Does that make sense? So for a year and a half, almost a year and a half, I literally got nothing for a name, nothing. And it was so frustrating because I'm like, well, I just keep saying this expanded consciousness, and it sounds kind of, well, the how also, it sounds funny, but I was like, oh, the how. When they said that it's not a who, it's a what. It is an entire vibrational consciousness that we are accessing. She was telling you, I love this. She was telling you about being mother, right? So being mother, not your mother, not your mother, but mother. That energy, right? That vibration of mother that's opening up for you to immerse yourself in, to experience, to have wholeness. We're learning to communicate beyond our senses, beyond our mind. We're learning how to work with information and energy and vibration in a whole new way. For those of you who attended my afternoon event with Jill Gu, who works with light languages, I think light language is an example of receiving information that we don't understand, but we experience the truth of, we experience the vibrational alignment with, and it's for many familiar. How is something that is not in our knowing, in our consciousness, in our experience familiar, right? It calls up something that is beyond our mental capacity, beyond our physical senses. It brings us to something more expansive. And in many ways, this is what this practice is doing for all of us, to be able to move into a more expanded, more whole, well, not more whole. You can't be more whole. You're either whole or you're not whole. To a holiness, to a wholeness that is now our way of being. And communication changes, language changes, consciousness changes, vibration changes, and it expands to a different way that we experience knowing and truth beyond this mental capacity. Let's see, Beverly, sometimes in our mind, we are being provided a name or being to be able to move forward and grow. Exactly. And think about our dependency on that. I will tell you, over the last, let's see, 8 years that I've been channeling, what has shifted dramatically is people's attachment to their guides has shifted dramatically. Their need to know who the information is coming from, because what they're doing is they have this deeper sense, this awareness that it's not them out there and me, it is we. Like there's an awakening to that oneness, that God is resonant in me, in and whole in me. It's not I'm being dictated to, I'm being told, I'm being shown. It's more of a partnership, more of an alignment. I hope that makes sense. Barb, we are always whole, but we need to remember our oneness and wholeness. And I would say we need to, even the concept of remembering holds the energy of separateness. And that's a very weird twist. Like it goes back to the idea of the segment of orange, which is our current consciousness on the planet, and the whole orange. The segment can never experience wholeness. That consciousness cannot experience it because to get to wholeness, it must come back together. But wholeness only knows wholeness. There is no parts of it. So it's a paradigm shift. And in order to get from here to here, you don't look for all your pieces. You don't remember. You don't pull things together. What you do is it's a surrender, a letting go of that belief system. And in that surrender, the next breath is all you experience is wholeness. But they can't, like, it's very hard to hold both simultaneously. I hope that makes sense. This has been coming to me in a lot of dreams and in a lot of the channeling that we've been doing. Hi, Kathy. Hello, Jennifer. I've recently started channeling through automatic writing again. Of course you have. That's what I would say. I would say, of course you have, because more information is flowing through because you have a clear channel. You are opening to something that is greater, and no longer do you have to wait until things fit. It's just flowing through. And I think that that's so powerful. I think we're finding that way to say yes in our life, to be willing. And that's why the surrender, the exhale is so important in this practice. And we think, well, we're surrendering it all. It truly is a surrender. It's a surrender of the self. It's a surrender of the ego. It's a surrender of all that has brought us to this point, that we may open more fully to receive without prejudice, without having to fit things into compartments, which our reliance on our mind forces us to do. So I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to go back and listen to this because there's information in what is coming out of my mouth today that I need to hear again as well. It's not like I'm sitting here going, oh yeah, I know all this, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes the information that is coming out of me is new to me, right? So I'm taking this, it's about being that channel to allow the information to flow through. And I don't have to understand it before it comes through. That has been a surrender in my own way for the last like 3 or 4 years, like not having to understand it before I allow it to move through, not having to know everything before I share it. There was a lot of fear when I first started channeling, and to be able to allow. And so here we are in a much more, for me, a much more open, fluid experience. And I am receiving simultaneously. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So if it sounds like Nea is speaking this way, so certain, know that it's the body of Nea speaking with such certainty. And it's the message coming through with clarity and certainty, and that I am also receiving that simultaneously. It is a very interesting experience, right? Hi, Joe. All right, well, let's go ahead and begin. Welcome, everybody. Let's go ahead and begin. This is a new space for me to be doing this meditation. So we're up on the first floor of the house. And I have no headphones, so we'll see how that goes. Let's just close our eyes and come to this now moment. And let's just breathe. Let's just take a few deep breaths, allowing ourselves to come to this present experience, this now moment, this body, following the breath into our physical being and following it out. How much easier we are breathing today. How much more aware we are of the welcoming, the nourishment that comes with the breath. and our willingness to receive with ease, with a willingness, with trust. Let every breath be filled with appreciation for this body, for this vessel that carries us, that cares for us, that allows us to be here now, experiencing all that we are here to experience. And if your mind's moving and chattering, just allow yourself to breathe behind your thoughts. Just breathe in behind, allowing your awareness to fall back away from those thoughts, letting them continue on, talking, chattering, whatever. But to follow your breath behind all of that and into that quiet place within. May just be an experience of withinness, wherever that is. It's perfect. It's here, it's present, it's you. Just breathe in and feel yourself settle into this quiet place. Feeling your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your neurons in your mind moving through your body, firing, letting your body know to sit up, to relax, to keep digesting. You don't have to think about this. Your body just does this. We breathe in appreciation for every cell in our body, every neuron, every perfect functioning bit of our being. It allows us to be right here, right now. And we breathe in appreciation and love. So grateful for this body, this vessel we have chosen. And we feel that love wash in and through us, relaxing us, opening us, helping us be willing to be present. We bring our attention outward from our physical form, about 1.5 feet around our body. There is our energy field, which we feel more clearly. It is a part of us. We feel the energy moving in and around our vessel, in and around our physical form. The chi, the vibrant energy of life, moving through our chakras, moving through our energy field, through the channels that carry this energy into our physical form and outward into the vibration of this field that surrounds us. It's permeable, allowing energy to move in and out, that is in harmonic and vibrant match with the light that we breathe, with our energy. We feel all of life around us. Our energy field is how we feel and experience the world around us. It is our first knowing of other beings, of other experiences. It is more powerful than our senses. We feel that which is coming in and around us more clearly. It vibrates like the spider's web, the little vibrations out at the edges. We feel everything. Not in fear or doubt or worry, but in awareness. There's a calm, clear knowing in our being. And we breathe. Bringing our attention down beneath our feet, where our energy field is connected to our Mother Earth, the planet on which we reside, the one who gives us home, who creates space for us to thrive, to be nourished, to allow this physical form to function, that we may be here. We breathe in our love and her love for us. It moves up into our vessel, warm and red, washing over and through us. It has its own vibration, a gentle pull of gravity that gives us a sense of home, a sense of place, and opening us up to experience belonging that is unshakable in our awareness. We are always home. We are always loved. Our Mother loves us. And we exude this love within every cell of our being and outward in the world. As we breathe, we breathe easily this love, this place, this energy that gives us home and center and knowing. From here, we raise our attention above our head, about an arm's length, to our connection to the quantum field, to the field that opens us to all that is, to our connection with God consciousness, to our connection with all of humanity, the consciousness of humanity. We feel this moving in and out of our field. We breathe it in gently and easily into our vessel. As we breathe in, we feel the light of spirit, the light of love, divine love that is the creative force of the universe washing into our being, moving gently. Crystalline white energy washing over and into our being, washing through us, enlivening us, opening us. It is refreshing, like peppermint, like spearmint, opening our willingness to breathe more fully, our willingness to receive all that is alive and vibrant and true, all of the love that is available for our vessel, for our being. We open to receive, and there is plenty. We are fulfilled in every breath, and in every breath we expand to receive more. There is an abundance, and we, our container, growing with every breath. And as we experience this state of fulfillment, of abundance, we relax. As we exhale, we release our fears, our doubts, our stories that have integrated lack into our being. The idea that holding is necessary. We open more fully with every breath, and as we exhale, we open even further to receive. We are nourished and full and abundant, and light moves in and out of our vessel with every breath, effortlessly. We are vibrating in the energy of wholeness, in the energy of truth, in the energy of spirit. Every breath is our connection to all that is, to each other, and to our nature. We awaken in every breath to our truth, to our function, to clarity, and we breathe. We breathe into this vessel, this body that carries us in every moment, every minute of our day. We expand with every breath beyond time, beyond space, beyond our constructs of understanding and form, to open to receive more fully and to transmit that knowing, that feeling, that experience into the collective. We breathe and we expand. We breathe and our capacity expands. Our body is beyond our cells, is beyond our senses. We grow in our awareness. We grow in our feeling of oneness. Oneness with each other. Oneness with spirit. And oneness with all that is. Every breath brings us home. Every breath awakens our soul to its function, to the full capacity in its wholeness, in its fullness. It opens and grows and expands as a receiver and transmitter of light, as a receiver and transmitter of divine love, the creative force of the universe. It moves easily in and out of our beings, in and out of the consciousness of humanity. And we breathe. The Christ consciousness, the light of spirit, the light of love, breathes us. We feel the rhythm in being breathed. We feel the gentle pull and push of our being, of our cells, of our vessel, creating a rhythm that awakens a knowing that is deep in our consciousness, rocking us home, rocking us to familiarity, and we move gently, being breathed. And as we breathe, we feel that our breath is awakening this rhythm in others. As we breathe in and grow in our capacity, grow in our willingness, grow in our surrender to this rhythm, our breath awakens willingness in the collective, allowing light to move, awaken, and transform. Our thoughts relax. We are breathed in and out of the collective consciousness, our relaxation, our awareness, our collective experience being shared as we open to the divine, as we open to wholeness. Every cell vibrating, attuning, acclimating to this. It is in this that we experience love of one another like no other. We experience love for all of life. It washes over and through us, shaping our thoughts, our feelings, our experience in this now moment. We are expanded outward, beyond this place and time, and impacting, shining across all expressions of life, across all expressions of time. Like a beacon calling souls to their divine alignment, to their divine awakening, welcoming back to the nature of our function. And in this, we are awash in the feeling of power. Power that is not a force over or a force through, but a vibration of clarity and creation that works with all beings, that works with life in harmony for all that is good, all that is God, all that is desired. Our vessel is awash in this sense of power. And we breathe into this. We breathe that it may be shared with all, bringing us into harmony. And it is in this place that our wisdom awakens, the truth that resonates in our being, vibrating like a tuning fork. We know what is true. We have all that we need in our being. And we awaken this wisdom in ourselves and in the collective. Fear and doubt and worry reside in the mental body. And when we come to this deeper knowing, beyond language, beyond construct, beyond rules, there is an opening, a vibrational alignment with the infinite, with all that is available, all that is beyond reason, all that is beyond explanation. We feel this rise up in our awareness. There is no thing that can be imagined, that cannot be created. There is no thing that can be created that cannot be understood. And it is from the force of opening in this creative force that the creation that is emerging is beyond what has been created before. Be like fertile ground, be open to receive, be open to share into the collective. This wisdom that resides is one that is expansive in abundance, not for the self, but for all. This is love. This is the love that is the force that is now moving in and through you. And you are experiencing this love from the divine source, from Christ consciousness, but also in all of life, also from the mother. It moves in and through you, informing and awakening your senses, awakening your knowing, awakening every part of you that you vibrate in this abundance. Nothing diminishes this experience. And you breathe. You breathe and you feel the love of all of humankind move in and through you, expanding in your awareness. Feeling that connection to your brothers and your sisters. Feeling the love of the mother rise up. There is plenty. There are ways. And as you breathe into this truth of possibility, you breathe that spaciousness in between the doubt and the fear, the blockage, the certainty, the science, the story, and open to what is available beyond your knowing, beyond the knowing of humanity. You breathe this possibility into the field of consciousness, dear one. And in this moment, it is your highest function. And you breathe. And from this place, you feel all of life around you moving, growing, dying. The cycle of life and nature ever present, ever expanding. And your energy field reaching in all directions, outward, expanding, feeling the earth, feeling your consciousness merge with the grass, the trees, the ants, the birds, all of this awareness available to you in this now moment. Everything, every creature, every single living being on this planet knows its function. Understands that its life is part of a cycle where nothing is wasted. The nature resides within you as well, and every breath awakens you to this truth. You open to receive this vibration. As you raise your face to the sun to receive the light of spirit, as all of the plants raise their energy to experience the sun, as the animals are nourished by the plants that are sun-fed, and the carnivores are nourished by the animals that are nourished by the plants that are sun-fed. Energy grows and expands, and every creature knowing its function, every cell of your being knowing its function, awakens within you your function as creative. And this creative force, dear ones, is acclimated, attuned to nature, attuned to life, attuned to the divine love. This harmony moves through you like the blood that moves through your veins, nourishing you. Harmony moves into your consciousness, into your energy field, aligning you, holding you, opening you to receive, to connect, and to be connected with all that is, to the oneness. You are sustained and nourished in this vibration of abundance. You are sustained and nourished in the vibration of life. You feel this life and love moving through you as easily as you breathe. And you acclimate in the knowing that you are a part of it all. Breathing in, you breathe into the wholeness of your vessel, the holiness of you. This vessel that is acclimated to the light of spirit, to the light of creation. It breathes through you as you breathe it into your being, and it expands through you as you exhale. There is no need to hold anything. It moves and enlivens you and grows you and expands you as you open to breathe, as you surrender to it, feeling the rhythm of oneness moving in and through you. You are enlivened, you are enriched, and you are in the energetic vibration of wholeness. It is from this place that you are clear, you are awake, you are vibrant, you are exuding the light and love of spirit in your vessel. And as you breathe and expand your being. And you breathe light with those who have not yet realized their power, their capacity, their willingness. And you breathe with all of life, feeling the energy and vibration of nature in your consciousness, in your awareness. Harmony. Harmony informs your being, informs your thoughts, your connections, your willingness. And it is from this place that you breathe in and know that I am. I am. I am that I am. I am I am. I am. Beautiful, beloved souls, the light of spirit is not outside of you. It has always been within you. It is in what makes up every part of your being, your DNA, the molecules that make up your DNA. All of this, dear ones, all of life moves and is created from this light. You are opening to this. You are opening and breathing with this truth, with the vibration of this truth in your being. What is new is the energy and the vibration of harmony. What was given and understood before was out of alignment with all of nature, with your nature. It is not that it was designed in this way, that you were designed flawed, dear ones, as many have come to believe. The many stories of the fall of mankind, the fall of all beings. It was a forgetting. It was a misunderstanding of purpose in your alignment, in your creation. And it was forgotten. Forgotten in a way that all of the pieces in front of you, all of the pieces that you were designed to work with, that were embedded in your consciousness, embedded in your capability, in your capacity. But no blueprint with how to fit this together. And so it was pieced together in a way that was not optimal. It was not in harmony or vibration with life, but a force to understand and harness life for one's own good. This created disharmony in the human spirit, in the function of the human, in relation to nature. Dear ones, understand that this is what keeps many from experiencing this divine truth of you, that godliness does not reside somewhere in the heavens, that there are those who are here to guide you and put you onto the right path, but that this is true within you. That you are the capable ones, you are the designers, you were born for this. And what is awakening in your spirit is a renewed sense of that divinity, a renewed sense of your blueprint, of how to piece together all of your gifts, of how to piece together all that you are here to be and do. And it begins in gentleness. It begins in opening. Something must come in and awaken, shaking out all of the story, shaking out all of the misery, all of the things that keep you from being fully open, being fully in alignment with your access to all that is here for you. We do not hold any more knowledge about what will transpire in the consciousness of humanity. This is your creation. This is your opening. This is your willingness to breathe, to be in this. We offer guidance in how to access so that you may open to this, that you may feel the abundance of love and light in your being, that there is no thing beyond your capabilities. And it is in the energy of harmony that you are awakening to this gentleness, to this knowing, to this divinity, that you may extend grace to yourselves and grace to one another and grace for this earth that you have come to be out of alignment with. Every breath bringing you into this harmony, every breath being brought to wholeness. It is an emergence of willingness. Because you can, dear ones. Because you are opening. Breathe. We honor you. We honor this opening, this process, and understand that your breathing, your ability to open your own capacity is opening the capacity for all of humanity. You are not alone on this planet. There are many who are doing this and similar work. You are opening to this. Opening to what is emerging in the consciousness of humanity. What is coming into this awareness. And it is gentle. It is soft. Like a mother's kiss on your forehead. Like a gentle hug. That part of you that wants to push, push, push. This is the old way of not trusting or aligning yourself with nature, not trusting or aligning to your own inner wisdom. Patience is a mindset, dear ones. It comes from the idea that there is not enough time. There is no time. You are in a state of timelessness. You have access to all that you need in this now moment. What more do you need? We honor you, love you, hold you in this vibration, dear ones, supporting you as you emerge into this. Be gentle, be open, and find your willingness. Oh, I forgot where I was, that I was upstairs. Today felt much more instructional. As to why this, why surrender? or letting go completely, however you want to use that. Some, words trigger things within us. To be open, to be willing. And it occurs to me that there is, that maybe in some cases what we're doing is we're taking in as much as we can, or that we're experiencing this sense of expansion of our beingness, this feeling, and then we touch it, and then we move back to what is familiar. I feel like that's part. And how do we stay beyond our knowing? How do we stay in trust that this is worthy of our time and attention? I find myself doing that. Last night I had something come up and I was feeling very tight. I felt like this wave of fear move through me, and I thought, what is this? And do I need to have this? And so I started to breathe, and all I did literally was, at the beginning where they say breathe, where we've been talking about breathing behind your thoughts, that's all I did. Is I was feeling very constricted and very stuck and trapped about something that had come up for me, and I began to do that breathing, and it was like as soon as I was willing, it was just the willingness to do this, everything washed over me, and I was like, oh, fear and doubt and worry cannot take up root in this beingness. There's nowhere for it to be. That in wholeness, there's no soil for fear to grow. Doesn't mean that we don't experience moments of it, but it doesn't get to take up root because there's no soil that is hospitable to that.